Welcome back. I hope you guys enjoyed that phase of watching this entire pool shell being shot. As you can see behind us, our pool now looks like a swimming pool. We've got our concrete completely framed. We're standing right here in the tanning ledge. I think it turned out beautiful. It looks really nice. For you viewing this, it might not be as beautiful to you because we don't have the actual finished coat on the plaster, but we're going to get right into all that in discussion. But we want to talk about where we're at and what just happened and what you saw. So as far as the concrete being shot, you can see where our complete pool is done, where we got the tanning ledge, we got our bench seat, our plumbing stubbed up. You guys can obviously visually see that right now. So the guys behind us, they're tearing down all the frames, all that wood you saw what we had done. So now we're getting ready to get into our more phases of our plumbing, our concrete, all that. But before we do that, we want to talk about the pool structure integrity as you see it sit right now.
Well, as you've seen in the video, you got to see just how much rebar went in here. So we're definitely making sure that the pool is structurally sound. As you look down, you see you got 12-inch walls, you got a solid concrete tanning ledge, you got 12-inch floor, and then if you look over in the corners, you can see where the wall meets the floor. We don't meet them on a blunt 90-degree corner. I do it with a cove in there, so you have about 18 inches of concrete where the pool is going to be the structurally weakest point would be in the 90, where you have two big pieces of concrete meeting together. So this way you get extra strength there to ensure the integrity of this shell stays the way it should.
So, and a lot of times what he brings up a good point is on our pools, we like to do 12 inches. The thickness of our walls, where the industry standard, a lot of people do 8 inches. So there's a lot that he just said what brings integrity to this pool and the strength of it. Let's talk about now where we sit. Once the pool has been, the shotcrete has been done and the concrete's in, what is our curing time? How long do we have to wait?
That's a good question on that. There's a little bit of debate about that when it comes to Gunite pools. Some of your builders will go ahead and get to plastering and tiling and doing everything right away. We'll get the tiling here, my guess would be around next week on everything. But I want to let this pool sit for 28 days before I put plaster in. Concrete cures, and it cures fast, but it cures over its entirety of its life. The first 28 days are the most crucial. The first 7 days it does the majority of its hardening, and then after day 28 it's slowed down to a rate that the plaster won't cure at a different rate than the concrete. The concrete's pretty set at that point, so you'll get the best structural integrity of the match of the plaster to the concrete to where it bonds together great.
You guys, we see where we do have water in here. How does water and concrete work the first, what was he do? The first 7 days? So how long do you have to water the concrete to actually start the curing process once after you're done shooting the pool?
We actually start watering the concrete the day it's shot in. So by the time everybody leaves here on the day the pool is shot, you actually need to start watering the concrete. The slower you can let the concrete cure, the more structurally sound it's going to be. So this pool, as you can see, it's holding water now, but we've sprinkled it. It's rained on it. We've had a sprinkler system in here, and my awesome homeowner has been out here sprinkling the pool with it by hand for the past 6 days, and he's going to do one more day for us just to make sure that we've cured this pool out the best way possible.
So the time frame on that is what now? 7 days?
It's about 7 days.
Okay, so 7 days of straight pure water we want to it. So if it doesn't rain, we obviously have to take care of that. We have to do it and apply it. Sometimes we ask the homeowners, or if we can, we try to. But like we said, we want every inch of the shell being able to have water to it so it cures properly. Now, let's jump into our next phase. Once our guys get done cleaning everything, get our walls done, we are going to jump into plumbing. Now, as far as plumbing, you'll get to see a little bit of that. You know, it kind of can bore you with that, but basically what's important about these pools is you obviously have your standard, your skimmers, your bottom drains, your returns, things like that. In this video, we're not going to talk much about that, but we do want to talk about our way of our hydrostat valves and things like that.
Yeah, absolutely. We jump right into the plumbing there. Before, when we talked about when I was up here, just the rebar in the ground itself, you could see the main drains and the hydrostatic valve. Currently, the hydrostat's underwater. That's a good thing, the concrete's staying wet. We're pumping out from around the pool, and the hydrostat's doing such a good job that while we pump from the outside of the pool, it actually drains the water from the pool. So it's operating exactly how it's supposed to be. And then over here and on the other side, you see two big pipes coming in by the skimmers. That's the equalizer line. So if you were to ever oops on your pool and let your water drop below your skimmer line, you do still have a backup plan, which is your equalizer line. That allows for the pump to continue sucking water through your skimmers without having an airlock or sucking air.
And what is your point of needing these things? What is the biggest need and why is it so important to have on a pool?
The hydrostat's a big deal because when you drain these pools for maintenance in 15, 20 years, or if you drain the pool just because you like to keep it looking fresh and you want a fresh acid wash or a chlorine bath each year, you need to make sure that the groundwater can come into the pool, because even though this is a big, heavy concrete shell, it can still float. The way we built this, if I wanted to, we could crane it out of the ground and go float it down the Ohio River. But we want it to stay in the ground where we put it, so we put a hydrostat valve in there to keep it that way.
And at that point, we call it a septic tank. So I hope you guys enjoyed this phase, and this is kind of a neat where it really comes to life for the homeowners, we always say. I always enjoy this part because it actually starts to look like a pool, like I said earlier. But I hope you guys enjoyed this. Get ready for the next phase. Well, the part where we're really excited is when we start getting everything dressed up with our wall, our concrete, and when you start seeing that plaster hit this shell.